And welcome back. Now we're going to have a look at the preliminary finals in the women's side of things. But before that, I'd like to welcome back Brent Costelloe. Brent, welcome.
Thanks, Ronnie. Good to be here again.
Let's have a look at it now. So, in the women's competition, it is Kilsyth taking on Bendigo. Bendigo bouncing back after getting defeated by Launceston in week 1 in the finals. Bendigo with a 20-0 record before that game, but now they've got some confidence bouncing back into this one.
Yeah, it was an enormous upset, wasn't it, in that first week of the finals with the Tawns. So I think Bendigo will bounce back in this prelim, and hopefully we get the rematch again that we saw in the opening week of finals if the Tawns can get through.
Absolutely. In the Arbor preliminary final in the men's side of the competition, it is Nunawading taking on Kilsyth, Brent.
Yeah, look, same again. I think Kilsyth obviously were fantastic in that game. First against the Chargers, but obviously we were good enough to get over the line. It was a ripping contest, wasn't it? So, look, whether they can bounce back in this one, it's hard now. They're on the wrong side of the draw, aren't they? They've got to go away and play this final now at Nunawading. So, yeah, look, a toss of the coin for me. I reckon it'll be a beauty, and can't wait to watch that one. That's Saturday night, is it? It's about to watch that on the stream and see who hopefully the Chargers will play against. But I don't know, Ronnie, who do you like? I might go with you for this one.
Oh, well, look, to me, I think we're going to take on Nunawading. Nunawading are proving to be pretty strong throughout the year. They've got some really good height. They're well coached by former Hobart Chargers player and debuter. For me, it's going to be Nunawading.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we look at the AFL when we look at this final setup. I suppose this is the first year we've seen it in the SEABL. So historically in the AFL, if you score that home prelim final, it puts you in the box seat to make the big dance. It's pretty hard. We've seen a few teams do it in the AFL, but it's pretty hard to come from the opposite side of the draw and try and knock off a team that's had a week off and a chance to freshen up.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at this preliminary final coming up in the women's side. It is at the Elfin Sports Centre. It is a 6:30 p.m. tip-off, and tickets are sold out for this game. Well done to Janie Finlay and the team at the Tornadoes as they take on the Nunawading Spectres. Brent, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, again, Ronnie, I think given the Tawns have had the week off, a lot of momentum. I think home crowd, as you said, will be absolutely rocking the Elfin Sports Centre on Saturday night. So for that very reason, I'll back our girls in, the Tawns, to get the job done. And gee, what a weekend for Tasmanian basketball if they can get through and the Chargers can get through. We'll talk about that in a moment, I guess. But basketball is flying at the moment, so go Tawns.
Absolutely, Brent. It is going to be a big weekend of basketball. Not only that, we have the invitational game against St Mary's on the Sunday afternoon, but let's have a look at the big one that we're going to focus on right now. Friday night, it's a 7:30 p.m. tip-off at the Derwent Entertainment Centre. We're taking on the Geelong Supercats, Brent. The last time I checked ticket updates with Telstra Hobart Chargers President David Bartlett, 2,700 was sold at this current stage.
I saw him in the mall the other day just trying to sell them. That's how well he's trying to get rid of these tickets. They didn't have to work too hard, though. They are selling like hotcakes, aren't they? So it's going. I'm glad I came in today, Ronnie, because I didn't know it was a 7:30 tip-off. So there you go. I'm going to be there anyway that early, but the half an hour, that's interesting. Why the 7:30? Is that to do with the league and the finals, I suppose, is it? Or
that is more a request from the club. Obviously, the club has, all clubs have requests on tip-off times and nights that they want to go with, and obviously the Hobart Chargers prefer a Friday night, and obviously the more family-friendly time of 7:30 p.m. tip-off. That's why the board and the Chargers have gone to that request to the league.
It's a shame. I thought the curtain raiser might have gone for about 3.5 hours. So and the real game would have gone, and then the second team would have come on about 10 o'clock. But there you go.
Who are you liking in this game, Brent? Obviously, Hobart in really good form, and we heard that Thursday night's training from Coach Anthony Stewart saying was probably one of the best competitive-wise. They were holding each other accountable. Craig Moller is back this week after some Melbourne United duties in pre-season for NBL, so it's certainly going to be a ripper of a game.
Yeah, it is, and I've got to keep telling myself that we have got one more game to play before we get to the grand final. I almost think that we've got this far that we're already in there, but we do have a big test this week, and Geelong and the Chargers have had such a rich history over the journey, haven't they, and a lot of rivalry, so they'll be coming down here, backs against the wall, the Supercats, and sometimes in those situations you see the underdog can get up, so we do have to be on our guard, I reckon, and make sure we get off to a nice start and a confidence-boosting start, and if we can do that, I reckon we can look forward to a trip to Melbourne, Ronnie.
Oh, absolutely. The grand final being at the State Basketball Centre in Knox. But, Brent, you would have to imagine, with a crowd of nearly on 3,000, maybe 3,000 more, hopefully home crowd comes into play.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be intimidating for Geelong to come and play in front of that, wouldn't it? And we never would have got that out at Newtown, would we? So what a great move it's been to go to the Doohan Entertainment Centre and allowing all these people to be able to get in to come and watch the game. It's absolutely sensational.
As we mentioned, it is a big weekend of hoops, and if you can't get any more basketball fix, Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Kimbra Sports Centre, it's going to be an invitational Hobart Chargers team taking on St Mary's College. Now, St Mary's College have two Tasmanians, Brent, in Kyle Clark and, of course, our very own Tanner Krebs. And obviously now, if Hobart win and go for the grand final, we have heard, as you reported on Win News, that Stewie will keep some of his players in cotton wool and not play them, so it will be an invitational team. What are your thoughts going into that game on Sunday?
Well, I reckon you'd look good in a Chargers outfit, Ronnie. I reckon they could slot you in beautifully to that team. But I'd know it's an important game, but I'd just be very careful who plays in that game, I reckon, if you get through, because you'd hate to see some. I look back at Tim Payne and in the cricket. He played in a charity game, and we love charity games, don't get me wrong, but that finger injury he copped in that charity game, it just ruined his career for years and years, and it was just debilitating. So I'll just be super careful, I reckon. And when we say invitational, I'm assuming a few of the Northwest Thunder boys are coming down. Mason Bragg, I'm assuming, will play that game. So it'll be a ripping afternoon of basketball, especially down at Kingborough as well. It's a great stadium, obviously, and to be able to get back there and showcase Tasmanian basketball against one of the giants of American college will be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. So Friday night, it's the Doohan Entertainment Centre with the Hobart Chargers taking on Geelong Supercats. Saturday night at Elfin Sports Centre, it's going to be Launceston Tornadoes taking on the Nunawading Spectres. Then Sunday, back here at the Kingborough Sports Centre, it's going to be an invitational Hobart Chargers team taking on St Mary's College. We'll take a break and then we'll come back and we'll look ahead to the curtain raiser game right after this.
The big one.
Still has hops, I can tell you. And welcome back. Now, first off, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media content to keep up to date with all the goings on here at the Telstra Hobart Chargers. You can like us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So don't forget to keep up to date with all the goings on here at the Telstra Hobart Chargers. Now, all right, now let's have a look at this media v celebrity game, Brent.
Hang on, you said celebrity.
Oh, politicians.
Run me through the celebrities on the team. Ronnie, I asked you this before the show, and you couldn't name one person on that team except the president, Dave Bartlett.
Oh, well, now, let's be honest here. I have written down David's team, but I have forgot to bring it in with me. So
the point of that is you can't think of it. No one springs to mind, which means it's a team of nobodies. Who's given them the celebrity tag?
Have no idea, Brent. Have no idea. But I can tell you from our point of view, we have none other than, of course, myself suiting up. Brent Costelloe is going to suit up. Chris Brobottom is going to suit up. Adam Smith from the Mercury is going to suit up. We also have, now we've been able to pull in the big guns for this one, Brent, and under the criteria that I have, she's eligible to play. So we've got in Chargers three-point specialist in Shana Thompson playing for the media team. Yes, playing for us.
How have you managed to work that, Ronnie?
Well, we dubbed Shana as official international correspondence for Chargers TV on the road. She did Facebook Live some games, so that's, as far as I'm concerned, that is
real loose stretch there, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. So, of course, there's been a bit of trash talk over the week or so, as you've seen, Brent.
Well, hopefully you've got that vision. We could just replay over this little bit here where I took out the president last year, Ronnie. We'll play that again just to put the wind up him a few days out from the big game. And is our man Justin Hickey playing as well? Is he on the...
I've heard word that Justin Hickey will be playing Friday night. I've also heard word that Anthony Stewart is suiting up Friday night for David's team.
Come on, Stewie, you've got bigger fish to fry later on. If I see you out there, I'll be disappointed. No, it'd be good to see the great man out there, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I just think he's got bigger fish to fry, though, surely.
Well, we think that.
A prelim final, and he's going to come and play against us.
He may be restricted on minutes, and we know that Mark Nash and Glenorchy Mayor Christy Johnson are co-head coaches for the team, and of course for the media team we've been able to get Don Hanson once again to come in and coach us.
Well, he was the difference last year, I felt, Ronnie. The pre-game talk he gave us, and that got me up and about, so I reckon that's good to get Don back, and hopefully we can go back-to-back, and refereeing was great last year as well, so I really want to give a big shout-out to the referees. Hopefully it's the same pair we had last year, and they did a fantastic job, fantastic.
I can tell you it is. It's the same officiating crew from last year's game. So the game, it starts at 6, so if you do want to get down to the deck early, find your seat and get comfy, you can watch us run around for a few laughs and a little bit of skill shown. When I say a little bit of skill, maybe hardly at all, but it's going to be a fun game. We are doing it for charity. Every 3-pointer that is made, I believe we're donating $50 to Seconds Count.
Very nice, Ronnie. Well, they better get the money ready from you beyond the arc, because I think you drained a couple from beyond the arc?
I've been practicing for the last month, Breno, and I can say I'm in good form.
Good. I was going to suggest we probably go down to Moona Stadium and have a shoot around before Friday night, because I haven't done a whole heap. I'll give you the hot tip, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good.
Fantastic. So that is our show for this week. What a massive week it's been. We had to do a two-parter, but look, thanks very much, Brent, for letting us come back down. Obviously, our other colleague Justin Bryan is sick today, so he can't come in. But Breno, thanks for coming in, and no doubt if the charges get through, we want to have you on the show next week.
Absolutely, and no doubt the President's already organised your trip to Melbourne if we make the grand final too.
Can only hope, can only hope.
No pressure, no pressure.
Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Chargers TV. On behalf of the entire crew, it's goodbye.